What in the world?
Health over wealth!
Can you tell us about your sign?
Yes. Government
Free
recognized
Luigi
terrorism. MLK, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi, Luigi, Mangione.
Well, that's one hell of a list.
And this just speaks to the fact that historically, many human rights leaders who have stood up against mistreatment,
What MLK, like...
against apartheid, have also been labeled as terrorists to sow doubt and fear.
Obviously what Luigi did was an act of violence. Not going to touch on that as much, but he...
Smart,
He
yeah.
has lifted us out of the dust in the trivia.
I'm sorry, glorifying a fucking murderer. All right, let me not go run to it. Let's hear him out, right?
Politics and legislation.
And I believe that this is being done to send a message.
Healthcare should not be for profit. That is the
But yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
bare minimum. If you put profit anywhere near protecting human life, people will prioritize profit.
Exactly.
You cannot have a for-profit system
Wow, that fucking cosplay is crazy, and like his eyes are
that
creepy as shit.
prioritizes human life and profit.
Bro, the side eye is wild.
It is impossible.
I
Yeah.
had somebody on the floor
No, she cooked him with that one.
fainting on the verge of dying.
Why are they wearing masks though? What's with the medical masks?
Who was literally saying, begging,
This
please
2020?
don't call an ambulance because my family cannot afford it.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is to have somebody in so much pain?
Yeah, I've had this happen. Not towards me, but I've seen it happen. We go backpacking a lot. My family, we take trips, and this one lady completely fainted and stuff like that. We had to like helicopter her out. Didn't work because there was the storm was coming in and stuff like that. Intense shit, bro. And so they eventually had like a 4-wheeler come and go get her. They like stayed the night, checked her vitals and all that kind of stuff. And in the morning they took her out. But then like when she like woke up, because she was passed out the whole fucking time, dude. She was knocked out, bro. I thought she was dead. I was like a little kid at the time though. And she was like, when she did wake up, she was like, please don't take me in the ambulance, like begging, but she's like, I can't afford it. And it was sad to see. It was scary as a kid.
And only thinking, my
Like,
family
what?
cannot
You
afford
don't
it.
wanna
I'd
go in
like
the ambulance.
ask
You need to go in
the
the ambulance.
public in
Get
general,
out of
why
here.
is there a correlation with profit and denying
needs some
people
milk. That's what
the
she
right
needs.
to healthcare in their most vulnerable moments?
Yeah,
As you may
no,
be
I agree.
aware, there are some
fucking
current
scary.
health insurance policies out, such as limiting the number of hours of anesthesia that will be covered by health insurance for patients.
What?
And recently, another health insurance company changed their policy.
Nah, imagine if you're like in an open heart surgery, you have like anesthesia, and then the doctor comes in and is like, okay, that's it. 6 hours on the dot. You've had over 6 hours of anesthesia. We got to cut it off. No more anesthesia for you. We'll finish it up nice and raw. Yeah, and we'll give this nice little wooden little thing to bite down on. Unfortunately, that's all we got for you, buddy. Hang in there. It's fucking, what is this?
On benefits for children with autism.
Oh, man.
At the end of the day, our message is not to comment on any healthcare policy alternatives, but to state insurance companies, business people, and people looking to make a profit should not be the ones in charge of which healthcare treatments or procedures people can receive.
No, I agree with. Yeah, no, I expected to come in here memeing on this shit because obviously, the mascot of this is Luigi. The CEO murderer, the fucking Batman of CEOs. Which is ironic because Bruce, he was a CEO as well. But no, they made some fucking valid points. Let's hear them out.
What's up, guys? 2:28 p.m. December 21st,
Damn,
2024.
my boy looking
I'm here
sharp.
in Washington Square Park in New York City.
There appears to be a few things going on right now. There's a
What is this, a
rap
Fortnite
battle
dance?
cipher happening. There's
Okay.
some kind of TikTok dance challenge.
Well, it's a Channel
Free
5
the
video, I
Hostages
guess.
protest.
And I'm at the Free Luigi Rally. You guys probably know
A
who
lot of
Luigi
things
is.
happen at the same
He's
time.
being held at MDC in Brooklyn right now.
Nigga in there for a body, but he doing it.
Bro, did this white boy just... What?
He's being.
One thing is weird. He doesn't look like the guy.
And I'm at the free.
And I'm not
Luigi
trying
Rally.
to speculate or anything like that. But this does not look like, I don't know what it is, like the unibrow. I remember the meme or the photo that was floating around a lot. People were comparing him to like the footage that got caught on tape. He didn't have a unibrow, bro. And this guy definitely does. I don't know. Did the shit grow in that quick?
Luigi is.
I don't fucking
He's
know.
Being held at MDC in Brooklyn right now.
Alright, that man definitely just said the N-word.
in there for a body, but he doing the right thing. I said Luigi been a dog since he put his pampers on. Vagabonds ran out the mouth like a marathon. Spazzing out, he hopped in the whip, then he carried on with the shooters, got more A's in every arm. Free Luigi, gang, that ass. Free Luigi. I'll trade plays. I've been in jail for 5 years. He don't know what it's like yet.
He is suspected of assassinating the CEO of United Healthcare, Brian Thompson.
Brian Thompson is dead after being shot in Midtown Manhattan. The shooting happened near the Midtown Hilton. Thompson was not staying in the hotel, but we've learned he was in New York for investors conference.
A lot of people saying Rip Bozo.
According to a manifesto that was leaked by investigative journalist Ken Klippenstein, who we interview later in this video.
Bro, what a fucking last name. Klippenstein? Bro, definitely made for YouTube.
Luigi has a major problem with the health insurance industry, and possibly health insurance claim denials, which essentially means insurance companies refusing to cover the cost of medical treatment for insured patients.
Fucked up, bro. You know how much money people pay for fucking insurance, bro? Man.
AKA,
like, I don't have insurance right now for medical insurance, bro. Dude. And I'm like, there's a lot of situations, like, I just came off of like 102 fever for about 2.5 days, 3 days-ish. And in my head, I was like, if this doesn't go away, I'm gonna have to go to the fucking hospital or the fucking doctor's office, and I'm gonna have to pay a fucking arm and a leg just for a fucking doctor's visit. This is ridiculous. But then you have situations where people pay an arm and a leg every fucking month. I remember when I used to pay for insurance every month out of my paycheck. It would take so much fucking money, and I would never use it because I would never get sick and never get hurt. And nowadays, when you don't fucking have it, you always fucking get sick and you always get fucking hurt. It's just fucking nutty, dude. It's fucking annoying as shit.
For you pampered Europeans out there who don't know what freedom tastes like, let me explain something to you. In the United States, on top of sales and personal income tax, we also pay, on average, $550 a month to private companies.
That's fucking crazy.
Companies for something called health insurance.
God, and
in
having
return,
kids.
give us a cool card that we take to the doctor when something goes wrong. At the hospital or at the front desk of an urgent care clinic, the doctor or receptionist, before telling you what's wrong or what the options are for treatment, will first ask you if you have the card or not. If you don't have the card, just getting into the door and being seen by a doctor is between 2 to 10 times more expensive. Then after you're in there, the tomfoolery continues.
Not what you think.
After a doctor diagnoses you and makes a recommendation as to what they believe is the correct course of action, whether it be surgery, therapy, medication, or what have you, they have to file a claim with your insurance provider and ask them.
What's nutty about it too, when I used to go to the doctor, bro, because I used to, when I was a little kid, like at high school, like in college, I used to like get paranoid about like certain symptoms and stuff like that, because I would always look it up online and shit like that. And then I would always like bring up certain things, like solutions that the doctors didn't even like know existed, because I was like listening to Joe Rogan and shit like that. They're like, say what? And so they would like, usually they would like suggest you specialists and stuff like that to go get checked out and stuff like that, which I thought was fucking pointless. It's like, I'm going to the doctor, why am I coming to you? For you to fucking tell me who to go to? Like, shouldn't I get that taken care of at the same time? But yeah, I thought it was funny that like some fucking like college student would show up and he would think I don't know, it was just random.
You know, the ones you're paying if it's in budget for their company. This is called filing a health insurance
wait,
claim. Therapy, medication, or what have you, they have to file a claim with your insurance provider and ask them, you know, the ones you're paying, if it's in budget for their company. This is called filing a health insurance claim. In some cases, companies will deny the claims, which forces doctors and physicians to present their patients with a depressing ultimatum. Either pay exorbitant uninsured rates for care, or if you can't afford it, get the hell out of here, you sick bastard.
Yeah, this happened to a future sister-in-law. She had a root canal, and that wasn't in her budget, right? And it cost a shit ton of money. Usually dentist stuff that's not just a routine cleaning and x-raying always cost a fucking arm and a leg. But then also on top of that, when you have like emergency stuff, like health stuff, it can cost a fuck ton as well.
Come back with some money. And if you can't find some money, you could submit an appeal and begin that lengthy process, which on average takes over 180 days.
Is that on par with like Canada? Because doesn't Canada have like universal health care? Isn't it like 180 days or something like that? 120? That's a long ass time, man.
A window in which 47% of respondents said their health condition got worse.
Yeah. Caused worry and anxiety, 80%, that's it. I feel like it would be fucking 95.
United Healthcare, of which Brian Thompson was the CEO, has the highest claim denial rate of any other major health insurance company. Part of this has to do with the fact that during COVID, the company began using AI to assess and deny claims.
Data is at the core of our agenda to improve
there he
healthcare,
is. That's the
which
guy.
directly influences how we develop innovative consumer solutions.
According to a class action lawsuit filed in Minnesota by the estates of 2 deceased patients, the AI tool they deployed, called NaviHealth, now defunct, had a known 90% error rate, but the company
Bro, what the fuck? There's no way I just heard that right.
To improve healthcare, which directly influences how we develop innovative consumer solutions.
According to a class action lawsuit filed in Minnesota by the estates of 2 deceased patients, the AI tool they deployed, called NaviHealth, now defunct, had a known 90% error rate, but the company...
A fucking AI tool? Oh, Jesus Christ.
He refused to fix the problem, leading to a series of protests and more litigation from across the country, way before Luigi entered the picture.
Yeah,
Complicating the crime,
okay.
Thompson was under investigation for insider trading. The city of Hollywood's
Of course he
Firefighters
was.
Pension Fund is
He's
part of a
probably friends with
class action
politicians, too.
lawsuit against Thompson and United Healthcare.
These
Jesus
parasites had
fucking
it coming,
Christ.
Luigi allegedly writes, framing Brian Thompson as a predatory businessman and himself as an arbiter of karmic retribution.
Which I'm not fucking justifying him fucking killing the guy, right? Murder's bad regardless. But fuck yeah, that's
Thompson
fucking
leaves
scummy
behind
as
a
shit.
soon-to-be ex-wife and 2 teenage sons, which is sad. People dying sucks.
Yeah,
However,
it does.
41% of young voters polled by Emerson College in Boston say the assassination was quote-unquote acceptable, and the
We're not that far removed from fucking the middle fucking age, bro. Jesus Christ, what is this? Motherfuckers acting like we in Skyrim and shit. Fucking, he should die. And pull the fucking lever and they fucking hang him, bro. Y'all know? Oh my goodness, the fucking fucking was it the Sabins is fuck I can't remember what it was called, but the witch trials is fuck where was it? I don't know. But yeah, that's if you we're gonna get to that point. It's like, oh, he's a fucking scummy person. Let's fucking kill him. It's like, we gotta chill out, bro.
past few weeks on
That's
social
gotta be
media
not
have seen a
acceptable.
rabid frenzy of cult-like Luigi
Yeah, we
worship,
have.
exalting him as a righteous reaper who took matters into his own hands. Something of a communist Kyle Rittenhouse, fulfilling a deep, almost primal void that so many have had for an Italian-American anti-hero since Tony
That was out of
Soprano
nowhere.
left us in 2007.
His commissary good. He got bitches visiting him. All that.
Despite having pled not
Jesus
guilty,
Christ.
market data suggests that Luigi hats
bro.
are flying off the shelves at record rates. And with no progressive policy change in the cards for the next 4 years, scores of
Oh my god, I just realized we have the MAGA hats, which is like it's like red, you know, like Mario, and then you have the Luigi hats now. So we're gonna have blue or green hats versus red hats. Is that the new thing?
young progressives have been given hope.
This is a person that he saw was the head of a company that was guiding a company that implemented an AI system.
I like how they said it was a Luigi, free Luigi Rally. Fucking like 4 people
To
here.
deny claims to vulnerable people, elderly people, that had a denial rate of over almost 90%, that was continuing, to just profit off of widespread suffering.
If you were to ask how many people who are insured get denied
Bro, this
their health
cosplay is fucking nice, bro. He's looking
care claims,
looking the part.
there's no math on that because they will never release those numbers. They don't have to, and it would incriminate them. If you were to ask how many were uninsured and die every year, it's approximately 48,000, which is 4,000 people a month, 130 a day,
Jesus.
5 an hour, and 1 person every minute and a half is dying in this country because they're being held hostage by the health insurers.
And by McDonald's. because their Big Macs are too tasty.
Every person that dies does not
Real
just
shit.
die. They are killed by the health insurance system. They are assassinated.
And the food
they
itself.
They are executed by the capitalist system for profit.
Wow.
And so to pretend that one man in charge of that system being executed is somehow more important than every single person.
No, I get the point. Yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked. But here's the thing. That guy was assassinated with a gun. You know, bang. The others were just, you know,
who is being executed
played by the system, which is still
abominable.
Imagine carefully planning the execution of someone you don't even know, haven't met, someone who hasn't done a thing to you, and now he's a hero.
That's not true. He's done a couple things. He had a couple things in his back, it seems. So, seems like he got denied eventually. I don't know exactly
The media pretends
how the story played
that
out.
because you shoot somebody, it's somehow more unacceptable than to sign a.
Well, it is. Let's not be poetic about this. It fucking is. It's. Do not try to dance around the fact that if you premeditate a fucking execution, that is not as bad as what's happening on the day-to-day basis of people being denied insurance and suffering the consequences of being denied by insurance companies. That itself is so fucked. It's so fucked. And the fact that we got to this point is fucked in general. The amount of times I've used the F-bomb in this fucking video is ridiculous. And it calls for it because this whole topic is fucked. So hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and comment or something. Help push this video out because I am messing up the algorithm right now. But it is what it is. But yeah.
Denying somebody coverage and signing their death warrant. But it's murder just the same.
As sad as
in certain circumstances it is the same, but let's not pretend that every single statistic that dies is from being denied fucking healthcare is 100% killing them, right? There's gonna be situations where they weren't denied that healthcare and they still would have died. Regardless, I'm sure there's at least a couple of them, right?
Death is, I mean, this country has been built on blood and death.
Yeah.
You know, the president.
Gave him 2 seconds and they switched back to the other guy. Like, nah, bro, get the fucking cosplay guy.
And the vice president
man.
posing and smiling with a known murderer, Daniel Penny.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking A.
Who is, we know, murdered a man. Whether the legality lets him go to prison or go free is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So I would say to the president, if he
I'm
would
not gonna comment on that one.
stop eating
Not
McDonald's
today.
and get out of the golf
Oh,
resort,
Jesus.
He could maybe ask the billionaire who's dog walking him if he could start.
This guy, I think he's got to, I think I can, knock him down for who he voted for.
Working for health
Or at
care
least
for the
did it.
people that elected him.
Because health is one
He
of the
does
most
not like
important
Trump.
things to being human. It's one of the things that continue to make us humane, that allow us to do all of the things that society continues to build on, all the things that make you happy, activities, whatsoever. If you are not in good health, then that basically closes the door to every other thing that you would like to do in life.
True.
And every other major first world nation, and all of the others, have universal health care.
I came down here because personally
Facts.
I'm going through the whole healthcare thing. I got the same back surgery as Luigi.
Oh, no shit.
Probably, what was it, December 24th?
And can you explain exactly what that surgery is?
Bro, he's like grabbing his back. Is this guy like currently in pain?
It is a surgery on your lumbar. It would be, I believe that would be the L4 and 5 that I got the surgery on.
Lumbar is like the lower part of your back?
Yeah, the lumbar down at the bottom here. And also I got one in my neck.
According to Reddit posts made by Luigi, he underwent a pretty difficult spinal surgery last year for chronic back pain, specifically in the lower lumbar region, where he had a misalignment that caused him extreme pain, unable to look up, arch his back, surf, rock climb, or be intimate. The surgery, called a disectomy, typically costs between $15,000 and $50,000 without insurance. And even those who can afford it often find themselves waiting months and even years for care.
So when I got my surgery, it was a year and a half of trying to get the ability
Damn, my boy got some Gucci sunglasses.
to get the surgery, and the whole time I had nerve damage. Now I have permanent nerve damage, and they're saying that a lot of it was because I had to sit around for so long. So what they gave me was like medication. I was on pain like opiates. Now the insurance companies are saying that it's not a long-term thing. I can't sleep. I can't do anything without like medication. I'm at the point where I can't even afford to keep going with insurance. I haven't worked for 2 years since this incident. And like, I guess the reason why I'm down here is because I keep hearing, you know, about everybody suffering from the healthcare system, and like,
wait, that's fucking. Oh, that doesn't make like. How does that even work, bro? Like, you have an injury, your healthcare is putting you on hold pretty much for the procedure to fix it. You can't work because of the injury, and then eventually you get to a point where you can't work, so you can't afford insurance, and they still cover that because of the time it happened. You were employed by that's fucking wonky.
Myself, I'm about to be homeless. Like, I lost everything. I was making about $114K a year, and now I'm down to nothing. When I went to the disability office and everything, I did that over a year and a half ago, and I'm still pending in the courts. I haven't had a first court date. So the whole system is designed to just take you out. Like, in the next 2-3 months, I'm gonna have to find a way to move. I don't have any family, so I'm gonna go hang out with some friends and try to do that while I'm suing a company for what happened. But in the meanwhile, there's no help or health care, and now I'm looking down that I won't have any medication, which means I can't go on walks, I can't sleep, I can't sit, I can't do anything comfortably, I can't even cook. So I just wanted to let you know what's going on with me.
What's the medication you're taking?
Oxycodone.
Oh, of course it
10
is.
by 325. I used to be on five a day, so 50 milligrams.
Bro, my man is immune. That means they've upped his ante, bro. That's a lot.
Recognizing that his opiate tolerance was getting far too high,
Yeah,
Nicholas asked
exactly.
his doctor to be prescribed pregabalin, an epilepsy medication that also helps with nerve pain.
But the problem with that is once you start taking it for like a month or two, once you stop taking it, the rate for like seizures as a side effect is really high, I'm being told. So no doctors even want to give that to me because I live by myself. You know, I live in Midtown, and I'm about to have no help whatsoever. I'm down to my last 6 days of medication, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to take my email down, we can try to help you.
Yeah,
I don't know if you need
thank
help
you,
moving
Andrew.
or, you know, we have extra.
You give me anxiety
money and
just
shit if
thinking
you
about
need
that
help.
shit.
I mean, it sounds like you. I got you, man. Yeah, well, I want to help you, man. It sounds horrible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
After this interview, I decided to launch a GoFundMe to help Zam move, pay rent, and afford medication, which I kicked off with a $1,000 donation. I hope that collectively...
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I just want to write this down. Okay, what's his name? Zam.
We can all pitch in a few bucks and help him to at least get some relief in this objectively horrible situation. He struck me as a great guy, and I'm very blessed to have the platform to help people who need it. I've put the link in the pinned comment in the description of this video.
Perfect.
All right, let's go back to the controversial manifesto that was leaked.
Of course he did
Also in
that.
his backpack, according to police, a 3-page handwritten manifesto confessing to the murder of United Healthcare's CEO Brian Thompson and ranting about other health insurance bosses.
Oh boy.
Frankly, these parasites,
I bet you that when they heard their names was on that manifesto, they lost their shit.
Simply had it coming.
And so whenever you read that manifesto and you noticed that parallel, did you resonate with the frustration that Luigi felt?
I'll be honest, yeah. I don't know if the manifesto is real or not.
Yeah, some people speculate the FBI forged it.
You can't trust anything that...
And a lot of people speculate that this is a cover up. This is Luigi, is innocent. There's a lot of shit out there.
What
Man.
PD says.
If you look into this a little too long, you might
what
go
it
crazy.
said, like not being able to sleep, rolling over, there were days, I had someone who used to come and help me at where if I didn't have medication, like if it was on back order before my surgery, I would be throwing up from the pain. I couldn't, crawling to the bathroom. It was fucking terrible. And sorry, and also if
not the real news, you can curse all you want.
As illustrated by this conversation,
Nah, Andrew. You are the real news now. The legacy news isn't the real news. That's just the fake news.
Disputes regarding the authenticity of the alleged Luigi manifesto. However, the journalist who leaked it is quite reputable, so I believe it to be real. And I had many questions for him. Here's what Ken had to say.
I'm Ken Klippenstein. I'm an investigative reporter.
You made the choice to leak Mangione's manifesto to the public. I want to know why you made that choice.
Well, I just thought it was media paternalism at its worst to withhold this on, I think, the dubious grounds that releasing this out to the public is going to be like some kind of code word, like in the Manchurian Candidate, where it's just going to activate something in everyone's brain and cause them to take out acts of violence against other CEOs. I mean, all this sounds very familiar to me. It reminds me of the argument that violent video games is causing shootings.
Yeah.
I think it's just scapegoating something else because people don't want to deal with the underlying
Well, it's just
issue.
it's an easy way for people to rationalize something, right? That they truly don't understand. This has happened a lot. The example with the video games is very
why
well
would
done.
the health insurance industry produce grievances of the sort that would cause people to find memes about this person dying funny? That's the question that people should be looking at. And to me, that is the kind of active ingredient in all of this that's driving the response that some people find distasteful.
It is distasteful, but it's honestly, I think it's a perfect situation where you have a very attractive man, which is the murderer. You have a society that is susceptible to conspiracy theories, and also a lot of women love true crime. This is a true crime. A lot of people have been negatively affected by the medical. Whether it be in America or Canada or wherever you live, the medical system. And so, yeah, that all on top of each other just compacts into a perfect storm where this guy becomes one of the greatest memes of 2024. Which
instead of looking
wild.
at that, they're just kind of wagging their finger and saying, oh, if we just take it down from everywhere. I mean,
Hey, can we talk... Sorry, I'm pausing it again. Can we talk about the fact that they just dragged this guy out with like every cop in New York City? Like, were y'all trying to make this guy go viral? Like, what are y'all doing?
You know, internal chats from the New York Times
Goodness.
staff leaked to me, showing that they were instructed from on high, above, like senior management, telling them we need to, quote, dial down the use of Mangione's photo, his headshot.
Okay, then why did they fucking push him out like that in New York? That doesn't add up at all.
Pictures. The idea being we don't want to, play into the glorification of him, and the idea that a picture of somebody is going to intrinsically just, again, cause everyone, like, it shows you how much contempt they have for the public. They think people are zombies that are just going to see something and just act it out, and there's no critical thought that happened.
To be fair, and this isn't really a copycat, I would say, but the next day, or it was like some days after that, there's like a popular guy, or not popular, I guess, what are the opposite word of popular? Popular for the wrong reasons. This guy is like a, how do I get around this with the YouTube algorithm? I think his last name's like Satania or something like that. He was on like Kanye West's, I think it was 2024 cabinet run or whatever. He's like a fuck it, I'll just say NOT, not. And then if you can't see me, you're blind. So like a not see, he's one of those. And some guy like showed up to his house, and this is like some kind of like kick streamer or some shit like that. But I did see like a couple days after this shooting happened, this other guy pulled up to his house with it looked like an MP5 or like some kind of like submachine gun Vector or something like that. And was trying to kill him. And they got arrested. I don't think that was like a copycat, but I thought it was like interesting that like two assassinations almost happened like very close to each other. It was really odd. We've seen a lot of like assassination attempts this year, which is really, really fucking weird. A lot of fucking vigilantes out there. It's
Is that
weird.
their version of populism?
Maybe too many
killing
superhero
CEOs?
movies.
And look, to the extent that they're justifying this, what they're doing even worse is they're tacitly encouraging copycats.
So you're saying that the CEOs and the government
I don't think anyone's encouraging copycats, but I think there's a lot of people playing into the themes of scaring these CEOs.
are scared of like a V for Vendetta final scene in Joker contagious wave of assassinations happening?
In fact, they use that word contagion. If you look at what the head of NYPD intelligence, which is a very big office, NYPD is, on the footing of a national agency, multi-billion-dollar budget, and she gave a public speech to the Atlantic Council, a think tank, in which she described this explicitly in, counter-terror terms, including the speech being expressed in support of Mangione, And so it's not just about him as an individual. They are treating this, like you said, and using the word contagion. There's this whole, law enforcement theory that
FBI knows all about contagious stuff, don't they?
Or Vietnam, the idea that it's going to jump from communism will jump from one country to another, and then it'll spread to another. I haven't seen any evidence for that. To date, there's no example of somebody shooting someone else in response to this. There is an example of a lot of people posting mean tweets and things, but to say that that is comparable to murdering somebody, there's just no comparison, and so there's no evidence for it. I mean, I guess what they would say is, well, wait and see.
Yeah.
But what it says to me is that there's a lot of people in the intelligence community that don't know how to read the internet and don't understand irony and don't understand sarcasm and don't understand, shit posting. And so they take it at face value and say, wow, there's this army of V for Vendetta masks that are just going to, come out in force with pitchforks and come after us. And that really seems to be what the manner in which they're responding. It's a sort of moral panic I think we're seeing right now. And my hope is that
honestly, it's so irrational.
People will look at more and more of the evidence come out, not just in the form of the manifesto, but the trial that's going to happen, and say, hey, there's much more to this story than some guy snapped and just went crazy or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's a big conversation to be had too around the idea of violence. I think that, of course, we know shooting someone in the head or in the body, wherever he was shot, that's violence. That's, you're shooting someone. People think of fist fighting and those kind of actions, assassinations, that's violence. But they don't use that term when they think about policies that lead to people dying and healthcare and medicine prices that result in people dying, or people claiming that effectively is a form of violence. You might not be being strangled to death, but you would have otherwise lived if it wasn't for their policies.
Yeah, and when you look at the urgency of the discussion around this, let's be frank, one person who died, again, there has been no other attempt to kill anybody anywhere else, no evidence of a copycat attack. It's hard to look at that and say there's any other reason for that than that he was a really rich, powerful person, and he's still benefiting from that status even in death, while literally tens of thousands of people die from having to ration insulin, for just one example, something that costs pennies on the dollar to manufacture. It's a disgrace. What do you even say to that? And the fact that the people in sort of the corporate media can't understand why somebody would be driven to rage over that.
No, I don't think it's that they don't understand. I think it's that they, the people that pay their bills, have an agenda where it's like, hey, we're aligned with the healthcare system, bro. Don't fuck with them, and they won't fuck with us. If you want fucking your paycheck, you don't cause trouble here. And unfortunately, that's the situation we have.
Whether or not you support what he did, not understand that mindset, it's like, wow, they're really out of touch. They don't get it.
Yeah, they never will get it, but it's okay.
If you'd like to see our full, uncut interview with Ken, where we break down the manifesto sentence by sentence and discuss everything under the sun, go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/channel5.
Go check it out,
As
boys.
many of you know, we are totally independent and mostly crowdfunded. So if you'd like to support us and see some uncensored, exclusive content, head on over. I'll put the link also in the description and bio. Thanks.
Channel 5 live worldwide, Hollywood and Vine.
Fuck
the authority, Channel 5 News. Channel 55, we don't fuck with customers.
Oh, what a great video, man. What a great video. Definitely give it a like. There's the link to donate to Nicholas. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Dad was a doctor. He told me one thing. Medicine is science. Healthcare is business. Oh, damn. That is so true. That was a dangerous amount of Channel 5 without local rappers. Glad we've returned to sanity. I went to Japan and needed to go to the hospitals for tests and prescriptions. Without insurance, it cost me the equivalent of $160. It radicalized me against our own healthcare instantly. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot, man. That is a lot. Oh wow. I going in that video, I didn't expect to agree with a lot of the points the people that were at the rally would be making. But I did, yeah. They made some good points, and Channel 5 does a very, very, very good job of letting the people in the situations talk and express themselves, and I love that for them. They don't try to cater and use deception to direct them in a certain direction and use talking points and questions or anything like that. They just let them flow, and it was another classic Channel 5 video. My name is Trey Swish. Thank you for watching The Ether. Definitely go check out Channel 5 if you're new. Never seen their stuff before. If you're new watching my stuff, definitely subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subs, baby. Let's keep pushing. And yeah, comment down below your thoughts on this whole situation. I mean, I could go on for hours and hours and hours talking about a situation like this, or the subject matter at hand with the medical system. And man, it's a tough one, that's for sure. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.